How important is it to you actually today? Yourself, you're an activist and you have made all this, you have made history in a certain way, you've participated and you have been documented yourself. What does this do to you actually today?
I think it also gives us opportunity to reflect. Sometimes we don't really see the changes. When you are in this field, you always see, nothing had changed, or, which is not true actually. A lot of things have changed. So if you have outsider, helping you to really document that changes, it's quite amazing to see that. And that's what I saw in that sari soldier as well. We had made such a huge progress, which I had not realized at that time. No one would believe that we would be able to establish her whereabouts when she had disappeared, for example. We had actually made it, we exhumed the body. There was a huge progress, especially in that particular time, which we would not realize, when you work every day in that kind of situation. But over the period of, certain years, you see that, okay, change have actually happened, So it gives you some inspiration as well. I got very, very interested about the Colombian transitional justice process as well. And I have been also, you know, gathering a lot of data through the consultations that we had with victims in all 7 provinces, and having a lot of in-depth interviews with so many different actors involved into this process. I really felt that we could actually do this because our situation could have been, much better compared to all the,
That's what the first thing I said. I came here in autumn 2017. And in the first interview I gave, I said, if Colombia in 10 years can be at the place Nepal is today, Colombia can be happy. In your PhD thesis, did you compare Colombia and Nepal, this kind of situation, or?
I didn't compare, but I tried to draw lessons, or I tried to inform this incentives for the truth. How truth and justice could actually provide incentives to each other. That's the questions that I looked into in my thesis. How truth and prosecution mechanisms could coexist, complementing each other. So from that perspective, I thought that if they coexist, they could actually incentivize each other. It's not that they are mutually exclusive notion.
It's very optimistic because that was the biggest problem we had during this first draft. What to do with justice when
Yes.
you seek truth,
Yes.
and to have truth and justice at the same commission is a technical problem. You won't have truth if the one who tells the truth later has to fear prosecution. This didn't. Did you find a solution? Did you think you find something for that?
I claim I did. That's where leniency of sentencing comes. Actually, if you have this truth and justice coexist, then only you could actually justify that truth could actually provide a sort of grounds for leniency of sentencing, because people see the value of leniency in sentencing if they have truth, for example. So that's how you could actually, have these two
Exchange truth
mechanisms.
against leniency somehow. Yeah.
Yes. And there could be other benefits as well, because it makes both truth and justice viable. You don't really have to think this as two different, exclusive kind of notions or concepts. There could be also benefit for reforms, institutional reforms, and guarantee of non-repetitions as well. Reparation could be one of the conditions that could provide a ground for a leniency and that add value to the coexistence of truth and justice. So I actually claim that I I
You
found
have to.
some
You have to.
I found some ways of making truth and justice
When can we read
coexist
this? When can we read this,
very
please?
soon. I will be
Okay.
happy to share with. We were very hopeful up until 2018 June that okay, this is the first draft, we will be open to have discussions. From that perspective, so I thought that okay, I think we are making good progress and there is a possibility of making progress on this. But unfortunately it couldn't also move the way we really expected.
Civil society was not ready to organize these consultations, and maybe it never will be because it's not maybe the work of civil society. Who do you think could be that actor?
I think in the context of Nepal, we could also have parallel initiatives, but at some point that needs to marry and merge at some point. We need to have a the state-led sort of institutions that could actually, provide that space to bring, all different ideas together. I think consultation could be on different themes. Why do we need transitional justice process in this country? What do we really want to achieve through this? And is this the right way to achieve those? Are there other ways? How other initiatives could actually also complement to this? What are the other initiatives that we have taken and how we really see having a sort of synergies among different initiatives, and what is the limitations of transitional justice, because a lot of different things haven't worked and everyone really expects that transitional justice should really deliver everything, which is not possible. So what are the limitations of transitional justice processes? I have formally now joined ICJ. I have been actually thinking quite a lot about this, but then I was advised by some friends, colleagues, that maybe it's a good idea, especially now because we do not have that many international organizations in Nepal working on some of these issues that are very important for Nepal. Actually, my strategy is to really bring all different international organizations working with the similar kind of strategy that we used to have in the past. At least try that and have proper strategy for ICJ so we could actually contribute more. My role would be leading the office here. ICJ as an international organization need to revisit some of its strategy as well, the way it interacts with different actors and its work in Nepal. I think there are some very interesting and very good components of this project that we have been working on, because I also participated some of the discussions and I have been lately following up some discussions. Through this federalization, there are a lot of opportunities as well, which we have not been able to tap. One component that this project has also touched upon, which could be followed up, later on, is really empowering the office of chief attorneys to undertake some of the monitoring work that would actually help to bring different actors together and also develop a kind of monitoring mechanisms at provincial level that would actually have a lot of deterrent effect in terms of illegal arrest, detention, torture, kind of allegations that we often document. And we have had some rounds of discussions, and there are some thinking behind that, going on that. Directly to us, we could have done something,
Yes.
So this is something that they
It's a
also
historic chance.
after they receive evidence from the police. It's the police doing investigations against themselves. So that's why in many of these cases where police are involved, they never do investigation. They would sometimes rather try to pollute evidence or,
So it never even reaches the prosecutor's
no,
desk.
it doesn't reach to the prosecutor's desk. It doesn't reach to the court. Victims don't have direct access to the court. So this is the biggest problem that we have in the framework of law and institutions,